Good morning, beautiful people. What a beautiful morning. And in the background there is chainsaws and lawnmowers and stuff. Beautiful background. Nevertheless, I believe in you deeply. I trust in you. I have faith in you. I believe that you've already changed. You've already accomplished. You've already done this which you desire from your heart. This honest desire, authentic desire of your heart. I believe in you, and I know it. I know it deep in my heart that it's already done for you. Now, this being said, what happens when we make a decision? Let's say that today we feel crappy in the morning, wake up feeling crappy, thinking crappy thoughts. Everything is upside down again. But something in us tells us, wait a second, I don't want this anymore. I want something else. Enough. It's enough of that. And we feel drawn to making a decision, a firm decision, that we want to change that. We do not want to feel crappy anymore when we wake up. We want to feel happy and grateful, or joyful, or peaceful, whatever your case is. But we make this firm decision. Now, at the time this decision is made, we do not know how to get there, but we know that this is the destination. Interesting. Yeah? So what happens next is ideas start coming. We start looking for it. And we start finding it, because whoever seeks, finds. Whoever knocks, to them it shall be opened. And following this law of life, what happens is that you make a decision, and this decision carries energy. And in this moment, you split realities. What does that mean? Well, that means that this old path you've been walking on for way too long carries an energy which is equal to certain feelings, emotions, and perceptions that you've been holding, that have led essentially to feeling crappy consistently, and then you making the decision that you don't want to. Now you can, because you have all the power in the world, you can decide that you want to continue walking on this path and actually not make this decision. What happens then is that all those reasons and causes for the current situation, let's call it like this, will continue being there, will continue acting in the same way, leading to similar situations, similar outcomes. I'm not saying the same, because life just wants to be expressed. And since we are life, and life wants to be expressed through us, life also wants to get to release patterns that are in a sense limiting or negative to us. So incidents will happen, illness might take place, relationship problems, financial problems, and all of those things would pop up just because those negative patterns, they want to be released, because they're dissonant. Essentially, they're dissonant with who you are. But if you decide to actually make this decision and split paths, like split this road in two, and actually take a slightly different course towards feeling better, feeling happier, feeling more peaceful, what happens is that this new energy goes in a slightly different direction, sometimes in a dramatically different direction. That the frequency that you were holding previously, feeling in those crappy ways, thinking crappy thoughts, etc., cannot be anymore, because you've made a decision, and this decision leads to a new reality. This reality is of you being happier, more grateful, more abundant, whatever the case is. And you are not feeling crappy in this reality. You're not feeling sad in this reality. You're not living in lack in this reality. So basically the patterns that are leading to that are just going to start naturally dissolving. So the process of this, like the solution of those patterns, is essentially that they would pop up and they would ask to be released in whatever way possible. It can be external events and circumstances, people acting in a way that, for example, you do not want to tolerate anymore, or you acting in ways you do not wish to act anymore upon, thoughts that you do not wish to think anymore, images in your mind that you do not want to visualize anymore, or simply actions that you want to change, actions that you want to direct in a better direction, that are doing good, that are whatever, doing something harmonious, doing something which is beneficial to you and others. Basically, from then on, what happens is patterns from the past start popping up, asking to be released. And that's the moment we should not get afraid, because our lives are not actually falling apart. They're being rebuilt from the core. That's why those patterns suddenly pop up, and suddenly after we made such a beautiful decision, we actually experience a falling apart, as if, quote unquote, falling apart of our lives. But this is actually falling apart of the old, falling apart of this which we decided to change from, falling apart of this which is not serving us, nor is it serving others. Now, having said that, think about such patterns in your life, such decisions that you've made in your life, because all of us have made such decisions, be it about big things or small things. It doesn't matter. The decision is a decision. The change is real, and the change always takes place by letting go of the old, letting go of this which is not serving you, not serving others. Essentially, it's not serving the world. And this is why when we come back and take a seat in our power, in our true power, authentic power, and do whatever we love from the bottom of our hearts, everybody benefits from that. The whole world benefits from that. It can be just making frames for paintings, but because you feel so good and you love it so much and you feel so inspired, guess what? Those frames are gonna be loved and gonna inspire others. Yep. So it's a chain, and it creates this chain of events after that, which is of goodness, of love, of joy, of inspiration, of essentially being free, of essentially doing God's work. Because our heart's desires, they're God's work, guys. They're God's work. So, having said all that, when you make a decision, remember, you're shifting. You're taking upon a new timeline, a new life, in a very, very real sense, very tangible sense, a new life. Because when you change something in the external, everybody can see it. When you change an emotion inside, nobody can see it, but your whole world is different. Everything becomes suddenly different. So trusting that, trusting yourself, essentially, because you ask for the process, you are the one that does the process, and essentially it's you who is the process. It's you who comes back to you. So trust that, and whenever there is a pattern that is coming up, remember, it asks just to be looked at, felt, released. That's it. It just asks for our disinterest in it, so that it can just go away. It can dissipate and dissolve. Back to oneness, back to where it becomes again a creative energy. So thinking about negative emotions as something detrimental or bad, think again. It goes back to the one. It goes back to unity, and it becomes again creative energy that we or others can use in a positive, loving, joyful way for a new world, for a brighter world, for a more harmonious world, for a more open world, a world where people are together, are supportive of each other, and love each other because they know who they are. So essentially, the idea of being brothers and sisters is not so alien to us. That's the world we're headed towards. Let's do it. Let's do it. That's what we're here for. Love you all. I believe in you. Ciao. Stay inspired. Remember,